Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you were doing everything right, showing up consistently, being thoughtful, speaking gently, in going out of your way to plan things she'd like, and still, somehow, you seemed to drift further away? It's frustrating. You replay the moments in your head, asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? You look for flaws in your actions, thinking maybe if you adjust this or say that differently, she'll finally see your effort and reciprocate it. But the truth is, it's rarely about the actions themselves. It's not about how much you're doing, it's about the energy you're doing it from. That's the shift most men never realize. You see, there's a certain type of man who doesn't win a woman over by performing or proving his worth. He wins her trust by simply being. He carries himself with the stillness that doesn't need to be loud. His presence says, I'm good whether you stay or not. And ironically, that's what pulls her in. Because he doesn't need her to validate his worth, she feels free to lean in on her own terms. That kind of presence is rare. It's calm. It's magnetic. It's not that he doesn't care, it's that he's rooted in who he is. With or without her attention, most men are taught to hustle for love, to show love through doing more, giving more, saying more. But when you're operating from a place of need, of trying to earn her affection, she can feel it, and that neediness creates pressure. It silently tells her, I need you to respond in a certain way for me to feel okay. That's when she starts to pull away, not because you're doing too little, but because she doesn't feel free. The man who makes her feel safe isn't the one who tries harder, it's the one who stands firm without trying at all. It might sound counterintuitive, but sometimes the key to deepening attraction isn't in drawing closer, it's in creating space. Many men operate from the belief that more attention, more availability, and more presence equals more connection. They respond instantly to texts, make themselves constantly available, and build their schedule around her life. At first, this seems thoughtful and romantic, but over time, it starts to feel heavy. Why? Because masculine energy thrives in distance. It's not about being cold or detached, it's about having enough self-containment that you're not dependent on her presence for your sense of identity or worth. That distance creates intrigue. It allows her to feel her own pull toward you, rather than being suffocated by your constant closeness. A man who's truly grounded doesn't smother. He's not always reaching, calling, or asking. He builds his own life, moves at his own pace, and lets her come to him naturally. Women are deeply intuitive. They can feel when a man's energy is orbiting around them instead of being rooted in his own mission. And when they sense that, the attraction begins to fade, not because they don't like the man, but because they no longer feel the polarity that draws feminine energy to masculine presence. Creating space isn't a manipulation, it's a recalibration. Instead of constantly checking in or being at her beck and call, start creating rituals and routines that are just for you. Pour into your own growth, your body, your craft. Let her feel the gap, not because you're punishing her, but because you're finally anchoring yourself. That space, intentional, respectful space, gives her the room to miss you, to wonder about you, to crave your presence again. And when she feels that, she'll start coming towards you, not because you chased her, but because you stopped chasing everything. When emotions run high, most men either react impulsively or retreat completely. They either try to fix everything in the moment, raise their voice, argue back, or they shut down, go quiet, and emotionally disappear. But neither reaction creates safety. What a woman truly needs in emotionally charged moments isn't a fixer or a ghost, it's a calm, steady presence. She needs to know that when her waves come crashing in, you won't get pulled under. This doesn't mean you become cold or detached. It means you stay rooted, like a mountain that doesn't move just because the wind howls around it. Your power lies in your ability to stay calm, centered, and non-reactive when she is expressing her most vulnerable, chaotic emotions. Understand this: when she's emotional, it's not always about the content of what she's saying, it's about testing the safety of the connection. She's unconsciously asking, can he hold this part of me? Will he run if I show this side? Your job isn't to analyze her or fix her, it's to remain unshaken, to breathe deeper, and to listen with presence. Speak slower, lower your voice, and let your body language show her that you're not flinching. That's when she starts to trust you on a deeper level, not just as a partner, but as a man who can handle her truth without needing to fix or flee. Most importantly, don't take her emotional waves personally. Her expression is often less about you and more about her own need to feel held and understood. Your calm presence becomes a container for her storm. When she realizes you can stay grounded in moments of emotional intensity, something powerful shifts. She softens. That's when she stops resisting and starts resting. That's when love becomes deeper, not through words, but through unshakable presence. Respect begins with what you allow. If you keep accepting behaviors that chip away at your dignity, passive aggression, silent treatments, emotional manipulation, what you're really showing is that you lack boundaries. And here's the truth: a woman cannot fully trust a man who won't protect his own energy. If she senses that you're willing to betray yourself just to keep the peace or stay close to her, she may stay physically, but emotionally, she will begin to pull away. She doesn't want to be with a man who's afraid to say no. She wants to feel the strength of your standards, not for her to follow, but because they reveal how deeply you value yourself. Being unavailable to disrespect doesn't mean you fight every battle or respond with anger. True power is quiet. It's in the silent exit when something crosses a line. It's in the calm but firm decision to walk away from conversations that turn toxic. When you calmly say, I won't engage like this, and then hold that line, it sends a message stronger than any lecture ever could. You're not trying to control her behavior, you're showing her how you expect to be treated. That's leadership. That's strength. That's love for yourself. The mistake many men make is trying to earn by tolerating more than they should. But that kind of love isn't love, it's survival. And a man in survival mode can't lead. He can only chase. The shift happens when you realize that respect isn't demanded, it's inspired. And it's inspired by how well you honor yourself. When you stop allowing energy that drains you, you become magnetic. Not because you're punishing her, but because you're protecting you. And when she feels that self-respect, she begins to respect you more. Not because you asked for it, but because you became worthy of it. A man without purpose drifts. And when a man drifts, so does the relationship around him. One of the deepest truths most men overlook is that a woman doesn't want to be the center of your world. She wants to be part of a world that's already in motion, already lit with passion and vision. If your entire identity revolves around her, she may appreciate the attention at first, but over time, it begins to feel heavy. The dynamic shifts from desire to dependency, and nothing dries up attraction faster than the sense that a man has no fire of his own. You become too available, too emotionally reliant, too quick to give up your own path just to walk beside hers. But when you are a man with a mission, when there's something in your life that ignites you, stretches you, challenges you, your energy changes. You start walking differently. You speak with intention. Your focus sharpens. And without even trying, you become more attractive. Not because you're chasing her, but because you've stopped chasing anything that doesn't align with your deeper calling. That sense of purpose becomes your gravitational pull. She feels it in your absence and presence. She sees it when you're too busy working on something that fuels you to constantly check your phone or rearrange your day for her every whim. This doesn't mean ignoring her or pushing her away. It means living from the fire that existed before she showed up. It means letting her witness a man who is already whole, already driven, already fulfilled, and inviting her to walk beside you, not ahead of or behind you. When you're lit from within, she doesn't just want to support you, she wants to be near the flame. That's when she stops pulling away and starts leaning in, not out of need, but out of genuine desire.